An attempted coup by the Turkish military appeared to falter after one of the arrested leaders of the coup gave the order for the rebellious troops to surrender at the request of the security forces. Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim has said that the coup attempt by a faction of the armed forces, which left 161 people dead and led to nearly 3,000 soldiers being arrested, is now over.
The Turkish government has succeeded in defeating a coup attempt by a section of the military on Friday night, reassuring pro-government citizens after a night of explosions, gunfire and tanks rolling along the streets. President Tayyip Erdogan declared that the attempted military coup was over and the government was in charge. He denounced the coup attempt as treachery, saying he was carrying out his functions and would keep on working to the end.
Today, this afternoon, there has been some action, and unfortunately this happened within our armed forces, and a result of that showed that a minority group within the armed forces had targeted the unity and integrity of our country, and this group, as I said a long time ago, was none other than the parallel state structure.
The president warned that those responsible for attempting the coup will be made to pay a heavy price.
Of course, they had taken place within the armed forces, within the police force and other places in different faces and forms. This latest action is an action of treason, and they will have to pay heavily for that, I should say, at the start. There is a government that's been elected by the people. There is a president who's been elected by the people, and they cannot put up with the fact that Tayyip Erdogan is the commander-in-chief and the president. We put our head on this path, this legitimate path. This is a movement that's going to eventually, ultimately be positive, because it's going to help cleansing of our armed forces.
Turkish Prime Minister Binali Yildirim blamed the coup attempt on supporters of US-based Turkish cleric Fethullah Gulen, who Ankara has for years accused of working to overthrow the authorities. But Gulen, a former ally of the Turkish president, denied being behind the attempted coup. The coup attempt crumbled after crowds answered president's call to take to the streets. Crowds of flag-waving supporters of Erdogan's ruling Justice and Development Party, or AKP, appeared to have turned the tide, defying orders of a curfew and marching out onto the streets to block the attempt to overthrow the regime. Dozens of soldiers backing the coup surrendered on the Bosphorus Bridge in Istanbul, where they had held throughout the night, holding their hands above their heads as they were detained. The head of Turkey's armed forces was rescued after being held hostage by coup plotters. The coup lost momentum, but not before a night of chaos and mayhem in Turkey. Developments in Turkey saw reactions pour in from across the world, with world leaders calling for calm. The United States, Russia, NATO and the European Union appealed for stability, with US President Barack Obama calling on all parties in Turkey to back the democratically elected government. After a night of chaos, the Turkish president could finally manage to overcome the most serious challenge to his 13 years of dominant rule. Bureau Report, DD News.
External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has asked the Indian nationals in Turkey to stay indoors and remain in touch with the Indian embassy there. In a tweet, she said that the Indian nationals should not travel to Turkey until the situation is normal over there. And earlier, the External Affairs Ministry had said that India is closely following the developments there and called on all sides to support democracy and the mandate of the ballot and avoid bloodshed. Over 800 Indian nationals reside in Turkey, and the ministry has also confirmed that all of them are safe. The MEA spokesperson Vikas Swarup in a tweet listed emergency contact numbers for Indian nationals. These are in Ankara 905303142203, and in Istanbul the number is 905305671095.